Tina stood frozen, her heart pounding in her chest. She stared at the shattered pieces of the forbidden calabash scattered across the floor. The air seemed to thicken with tension. From the broken pot, a low, menacing hiss rose. Suddenly, a massive shadow stretched across the walls of the sacred hut. Before Tina's eyes, the creature the elders had trapped long ago, the fearsome two-headed cobra, uncoiled from its prison. Its scales glistened in the moonlight, its twin heads swaying in opposite directions, tongues flicking in the air, tasting freedom. Tina's throat went dry. She had heard the stories, whispered in fear by the villagers, the cobra that once brought death to their homes, striking down anyone who dared cross its path. The elders had locked it away in the calabash, a powerful charm binding it within. But now, the beast was free. The cobra slithered toward the door, its twin heads twisting, as if deciding where to strike first. Tina's feet were glued to the floor, terror creeping up her spine. And then, one of the cobra's heads turned toward her, its eyes locked on hers, glowing yellow like two burning suns. The snake lunged, but just before it could strike, it recoiled, hissing angrily. Something was stopping it. Tina blinked, confused. Why hadn't it attacked her? The beast circled around her, its heads bobbing. But again, it couldn't come closer. Without another moment to think, Tina sprinted from the hut and into the village. She had to warn everyone. Panic spread through the village like wildfire. People screamed and fled as the cobra tore through their homes, knocking down huts and slashing with its deadly fangs. It attacked relentlessly, but each time it neared Tina, it would stop, retreating angrily, as though some invisible force kept it at bay.
"Tina!"
The village elders called to her as she ran into the gathering square. Their faces were pale with fear.
"What have you done? You've released the cobra."
I didn't mean to.
Tina gasped, still trembling.
It was an accident.
The elders glanced nervously at the sky, which had darkened since the cobra's release. Thunder rumbled in the distance, but no rain came. It was an omen. The village's fate was sealed unless the cobra could be stopped.
"You must defeat it, Tina,"
the eldest among them said, his voice grave.
"The beast will not harm you. You are the one who broke the calabash. Now you must fix what you've done."
But how?
Tina asked, her voice cracking.
I'm just one person. How can I stop a creature like that?
The elder shook his head.
"There is only one way. You must journey to the evil forest. Deep within its heart lies a power strong enough to destroy the cobra. But beware, child. The forest does not give its secrets easily."
Tina's fear threatened to overwhelm her, but she knew there was no other choice. If she did not act, her village would be destroyed.
I'll go,
she said, her voice steadier than she felt. The path to the evil forest was long and twisted. Tina traveled for days, pushing through thick vines and dense trees. The air grew colder the deeper she went, and strange sounds echoed around her, whispers of unseen spirits, the calls of creatures she had never heard before. But still, she pressed on. One night, after what felt like weeks of walking, she reached the heart of the forest. There, an ancient shrine stood, overgrown with moss and vines. At its center was a glowing stone, pulsing with an eerie light. It was the power she had been searching for, but just as she reached out for it, a figure appeared before her, blocking her way. It was a spirit, tall and cloaked in shadows, its eyes glowing red.
"You seek the power to defeat the Cobra,"
it said in a deep, echoing voice.
"but you are not the first to come here. Many have tried, and none have succeeded."
I must defeat the Cobra.
Tina said firmly.
It's the only way to save my village.
The spirit laughed, a cold, hollow sound.
"Then you must prove yourself worthy. This power cannot be given. It must be earned."
Without warning, the spirit raised its hands, and the ground beneath Tina's feet began to tremble. Massive roots shot up from the earth, twisting and writhing like snakes. They lashed toward her, but Tina was ready. She leaped to the side, dodging the first strike. The second came faster, but Tina ducked, grabbing a fallen branch to defend herself. She swung at the roots, hacking them away one by one. Each time she struck, the forest seemed to roar in anger, but Tina's determination only grew. She had come too far to fail now. With a final swing, she broke through the roots, panting but victorious. The spirit watched her silently, its eyes narrowing. Then, with a slow nod, it stepped aside, allowing her to approach the glowing stone. Tina touched the stone, and instantly, a surge of power flowed through her. She felt stronger, braver, ready to face the Cobra. Back in the village, a Cobra was wreaking havoc. People had all but given up hope when Tina returned. She stood at the edge of the square, the stone glowing in her hand. The Cobra turned toward her, both heads hissing in unison. It lunged, faster than before, its jaws wide open. But Tina did not flinch. With all her strength, she threw the glowing stone at the Cobra. A blinding light filled the sky, and the beast shrieked, writhing as the stone's power engulfed it. The two-headed Cobra thrashed wildly, but there was no escape. Within moments, its massive body crumbled into ash, swept away by the wind. The village was safe. The people gathered around Tina, cheering and thanking her for her bravery. The elders bowed deeply.
You have saved us, Tina. You are a hero.
Tina smiled, exhausted but proud. She had faced her fears, fought through the darkness, and emerged victorious. Thank you for watching. If you loved this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing African tales. And hit the notification bell so you never miss another adventure.